This is so dangerous. He should be wearing safety goggles. He could get debris in his eye. Safety Manual, Chapter 1. Trees and power lines don't share real estate. Here's hoping he... never meets that tree again. Cut by a beaver. Aimed at a human. Nature runs its own logging crew. Struck by light. Burned from the crown down. A tree like this is dangerous to fell and dangerous to leave standing. It takes a real professional to walk it down safely. Ever wonder what lumber actually costs? Here's the answer. A full load, pushed up a washed-out, dusty mountain road. This is exactly what high-torque horsepower was invented for. When all who owns a chainsaw, everything starts looking like a tree. Something tells me that truck isn't his. Forget ground skidders. This is extraction, upgraded. Rotex, working the Swiss steeps. Bundles of 3 tons and more, straight off the mountainside. The pilot's control deserves its own paycheck. It looks like a backyard. Toy. Right until it swallows a 12-inch log whole. That much hydraulic power on a frame this compact outworks some full-size tractors. The hurdle mill still... Proving the point, old-school style carriage setups can keep pace with the modern lines. That was easily one of the most dangerous. Dangerous things I've ever seen. But wait till you see his log splitter. Quick question.
blocks out of some light gauge tubing. Did the other side with 8 pounds of flat iron. The total cost me about $14.
How easy is it to operate without fingers?
Oh, not good. Yep. That's why I asked you, why aren't you sectioning it out? I didn't want to.
Got killed, just in case.
Safety manual. Chapter 2. A chainsaw and confidence cannot steer 12 meters of dead wood. Tree removal is a craft, not a guessing game.
The correct was indeed falling into the power lines. The tree was already tilting that way to begin with.
Second helicopter of the day, and this one confuses people. Why lift the wood out instead of dropping it? Because the ground below is protected or unreachable. The crew pays for rotors, and the forest underneath stays untouched. When there's no other road, you take this one. Necessary? Yes. Comfortable? Look at it.
¡Ole! ¡Orca!
$50 saved on delivery. One totaled car in exchange. A $5,000 solution to a $50 problem. The roots of this camphor giant grew straight through soil and boulders. Rocks out first, then the root ball gets trimmed just enough for the excavator to finish the pull. Raw force, in stages. A tree just snapped a metal chainsaw in half. Let that settle for a second. And a closer look at that ladder. It isn't on the ground. It's standing on the roof.
Just under 18 feet.
Oh yeah.
Some people paint on canvas. His brush idles at 9,000 RPM. A big, rotten hemlock dropped clean beside the helipad. That's the line between a cut and a craft.
8-ton or 40-ton, I don't know. See right to the pad. So I got it going. Some other loggers down the valley using the same.
How does rough hardwood become a finished board? Step by step. Sorting comes first. Veneer grade logs one way, pallet stock the other. Then metal detection and digital scanning plan the perfect cut. Before resawing and edging, squeeze out maximum recovery. Last stop, grading, bundled, labeled, shipped. High-capacity logging at full stride. Each mature spruce gives up serious volume. And the Komatsu 951 shows exactly why it's a favorite in stands like this.
Das ist aber der Chef hier. Der macht das so unten, ne? Siehst du das? Ich glaube, der Schiff, dass er unten geht.
Whoa. 60 feet of tree, 2 inches of miss. His heart will restart eventually. Another weekend warrior tutorial, ending the traditional way. Big timber belongs with the experts. First thing you notice, the drum. 3 feet across, nearly 4 feet wide, carried on tracks and fed by a big diesel. Together, that's whole logs into chips at roughly 200 cubic yards an hour. Once a log touches the chain, there's one direction, forward, and nothing comes out whole.
Oh shit, uh-oh.
"360 degrees of empty field. He found the only building inside 20 feet of it.
That thing just rips it right up.
And now, the correct version. A huge sugar pine, handled by someone who truly knows the trade. Notch precise, final cut clean, drop perfect. Skill at this level wastes nothing. Every board of usable lumber survives the fall. The Actros 2648, loading itself with its own crane. A serious rig, doing serious work. "12 meters of wood out of a muddy forest is hard-earned money. The risk is real, the toll is physical. And unless you've logged in conditions like these, the struggle doesn't translate." He's leaning that far back for one reason. He knows exactly what's coming. A chipping setup that travels, mounted straight on the tractor. The crane feeds the wood, and the blades slice at 30 degrees to save energy, producing precise 1.4-inch chips for bioheating. Mobile rig or stationary mill? Which one would you run?
Quem não tem as manhas não entra não, isso é a instrução de profissional.
The fastest way down, just not the safest one. And the final chapter. Step 1. Don't climb a ladder to cut a tree. Step 2. Survive. He went straight to step 2. steep grades, narrow bridges. For these operators, that's just Tuesday. Watch the cutter reach into that dense stand, one specific pine. The neighbors don't lose a branch. That's what precise falling control looks like.
Whoa, Dick. Whoa, Dick.
Wow, did you see how smart they are? These mules seem to know exactly where to step without even being told.
Now they're gonna pull them up that hill.
Easy to focus on the horsepower, but look around. Bright blue Volvo, white silence. A beautiful office, an unforgiving one. Without those tire chains, nobody works here. .640 horses from the Cat C18. And watch, it's chewing this brush at half effort. Operators say it clears whole apple orchards without breaking a sweat. Believable. Rotary head, deep roots. The name on the side says Magnum. It fits.
Oh shit. Oh, no.
Ja, dan hebben we schudt hij naar de kloot, of niet?
Nou, shooting is gerecht.
Oh shoot. I got it on video!
Daar gaat hij. Oh ja, daar gaat hij. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, vreselijk, hè?
Ko-au, a whole tree, roots and all, across the hood. This is why you check old trees after storms. Everything happens for a reason. That reason is usually physics. Ko-au, see the white SUV next to that bundle? That's your scale. Tons of timber. The F-175 walks it out like it's nothing. Massive timber, high-powered saw. Follow the cut line, fast and clean. That's the whole job. A 1952 Ferguson driving a Massey Harris cordwood saw, 70 years old, still making short work of it. One person, one machine. Logs up to 700 millimeters straight through. DIY build it outworks the store-bought stuff. No fumbling. Every beech log sorted and stacked, first try. The Ponce Buffalo, strong enough for the lifting, gentle enough to spare the standing trees. No hydraulics, no mill, a solid frame, a sharp blade, and real lumber comes out. Now somebody buy this man some safety guards. Crunch in, tilt, twist. The stump gives up in tidy pieces. No flying debris, no drama. Groeneveld built a mean little problem solver. Serious tree work belongs to trained arborists. Random bystanders with umbrellas were never part of any safe plan.
Alright. Time to do some sketchy shit.
Hope. Oh, dude, please, Lord, protect this man. Yep. Yeah, they get there. Watch out, let it go.
3 saws stuck, and the trunk isn't even a foot wide. That takes talent. Hostage count, 3. The Husqvarna 562 XP sounds every bit as strong as advertised. Plenty of power in the saw. The problem is the tree. It's fighting the fall and refusing to drop clean. An Actros is built for pavement. This is very much not pavement. With a load that heavy, this ground calls for a 6x6 or a true off-road chassis. The truck is out of its element. The suspension folds under the centrifugal load. From that speed, in that corner, the truck never had a chance.
Wow.
A huge tree right against a building, and now it's hung up, with the saw pinched inside. This is the worst position they could possibly have engineered.
He's not happy about this.
Pack cigarettes on her back wheel.
Oh, God.
It's down, and nothing important is under it. Luck did most of the work today. Next time, that first call goes to a professional. It reads like science fiction. A few seconds, one driver, and a whole wall of trees is simply gone. Even seasoned fire crews get caught off guard. That sudden burst of heat would send anyone straight out of their boots.
Wow, that's...
уходи быстрее!
Huh, that's a new one. A leaning oak that size is high risk by definition. The tension angle rules every move. The felling itself was clean. The missing protective gear is the one part not worth copying. Mexico's mountain roads give log drivers nothing for free. Steep, narrow, complicated, and hauled daily anyway. The nerve behind that wheel is part of the vehicle.
Que le queda otra más.
Being the funny guy works great, right up until the tractor flips backward with you under it.
¿Sabes? Este mogo. Móntate, mogo, móntate. Mira, mogo, mira la cámara.
Timber on the move in Zornitsa. Mountain roads like these test even a proper 6x6. Every load is a negotiation with the grade. Hear that saw work. Big oak is famously tough, and this one goes through it in seconds. The internal upgrades made this MS66 a different animal entirely.
Все, кранты. Ну, дадим.
Too fast to react. The trees came down quicker than the car could reverse. Here's hoping everyone inside walked away.
Все, ребята, поехали. Не знаете.
Нет, не надо вызывать.
Some viewers say he's treating this like surgery instead of logging. The precision is real, so is the clock. In production forestry, 1 tree per afternoon doesn't pay the bills. Which side are you on? This is elite level felling. Bad weather, 4 hung up trees in one sequence, handled. And the finishing move, splitting those 2 apart, belongs in a textbook. A rainy June day at Camp Snass. The heavy haulers, the fat trucks, roll load after load toward the log dump. gray and completely routine. That's coastal logging. Too graphic for television. Someone alert the Bug Safety Commission. The two cuts don't quite meet, so the tension never gets managed. When that happens, the log kicks sideways instead of dropping straight. Stormwood is chess. You predict the spring before it moves. He didn't. Hostage count 4. The ultimate backyard dad hack. No digging. A leaf blower feeds air into the base, and the fire hollows the stump out for free. Ah yes, the classic one-handed, above-the-head chainsaw technique. Nothing about this has ever gone wrong. Steep slope harvesting in deep wet snow. The Ecolog 688E, once called the Steep Hunter, grips with 31.5-inch water-filled tires. On the slickest Austrian ground, they anchor it to a 16-ton winch. Then it processes blown-down giants of 85 cubic feet, safely. Soviet engineering, still on duty. The Gaz-66 never got the memo about retiring. A dependable Massey Ferguson 285 runs about $8,500 in some markets. A solid log-loading workhorse. Some front ballast would make maneuvers like these a lot less airborne.
Alright, I'm going to talk you through this whole thing. Both hands on your saw. Yeah, that's good. Even on both sides. Nice and easy. Okay, hold on. Maybe push on it.
A young guy working hard and actually taking instruction. The trade will keep him. For anyone who peels logs by hand all day, this is a spine save. Next up, the OC600. Built for serious volume, electric and hydraulic drives together, handling logs up to 44 feet long. Utility poles, chipper feed. This is the prep station for both.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
You'll need a minute after that one, possibly several minutes.
Holy!
Oh my god.
Смотрите.
Hold on. Check the angle of that notch. Slightly off center, isn't it? Whatever these drivers are paid, the road argues it should be more.
Трос порвет, блядь. Да не порвет, потихоньку подтянет. Сейчас лопнет, что он делает. Не, да пусть уйдет. Я понимаю, что знает, что делать. Ну надо по-любому тянуть. Ёб твою мать.
Cutting that big, that close to a structure is pure math. Theirs was off by one root. Weekend warrior, rented saw. Watch the top of that tree. That's why tree guys charge what they charge. think a professional is expensive, wait until you hire an amateur.
Oh my God.
A freshly rebuilt steel 090 AV. First real test, 4 feet of bar, one massive oak root ball. No screaming revs, just torque, the old school way.
Because I didn't get it the entire.
A Massey Ferguson 265 versus one stubborn root system. Listen to that clutch. Painful to watch. The tractor takes it and refuses to quit. Count the logs. That's a road chassis under there, not a forestry truck. The clutch begged for mercy. The man didn't listen. Eight tons on the hook. Watch how steady it rides. Just another day at the office for these guys. He's committing to the turn. Full load. The trailer's dragging through the mud. Watch the wheels. He's fighting the steering. He knows this bridge, or he thinks he does. That shortcut just cost him a $50,000 truck. Rough, but that's the job. Every single day. A 14-foot seeder is a challenge. A 14-foot rotted seeder is a widowmaker. Hollow core, zero predictability. No computer helps here, just experience and nerve. Those are the happiest employees I've ever seen. The halflingers, Odin and Freya, look like they're just enjoying the work. There are no reins. She isn't holding anything. The horses are working entirely off voice commands and mutual trust. Seeing it all come together is simply beautiful. Watch how clean it peels these perfect straight logs. Now imagine crooked pine. If it survives that, it earns its keep at any small sawmill. Austrian engineering. The Vario system changes billet size, no manual knife swaps. Watch it adjust. A dream machine for any serious firewood yard.
I was gonna say that was way too close.
He just invented chainsaw pull-ups. Terrifying sport. One participant.
Just in case you want one, you can go buy one. Take your hammer. Hey, I like my trees like I like my women on the ground. 10 times, 11 for good luck.
This is Jack Matt. No gym membership. Just a stubborn saw and tight shorts. Full body cardio.
Y'all see how I done that? That's the wrong way.
Line at the moment. What I'll do, I'll move down a bit.
POV, 120 feet up. Watch the friction hitch. Right there. It grabs the rope every time the limb swings. You can read about this for years. Or watch it work once.
And there was a chance of, you know, they can deflect off these low limbs, get snagged and...
Freezing wind, frosted timber. The Valtra N154E doesn't care. Insulated lines keep the hydraulic oil warm. The Palfinger crane stays sharp. The Nissela head keeps ripping. Winter loses.
Посмотрим. А, мужик, давай, сука, нету хуёво, блядь.
Chains versus frozen ground. Watch them tear in. Russian 6x6. The mud never had a vote.
О, блядь, по колено. Чё?
This is so dangerous. He should be wearing safety goggles. He could get debris in his eye. Safety Manual, Chapter 1. Trees and power lines don't share real estate. Here's hoping he... never meets that tree again. Cut by a beaver. Aimed at a human. Nature runs its own logging crew. Struck by light. Burned from the crown down. A tree like this is dangerous to fell and dangerous to leave standing. It takes a real professional to walk it down safely. Ever wonder what lumber actually costs? Here's the answer. A full load, pushed up a washed-out, dusty mountain road. This is exactly what high-torque horsepower was invented for. When all you own is a chainsaw, everything starts looking like a tree. Something tells me that truck isn't his. Forget ground skidders. This is extraction, upgraded. Rotex, working the Swiss steeps. Bundles of 3 tons and more, straight off the mountainside. The pilot's control deserves its own paycheck. It looks like a backyard. Toy, right until it swallows a 12-inch log whole. That much hydraulic power on a frame. This compact outworks some full-size tractors. The hurdle mill still...